and change to positive ion. So as sodium level, it's positive sodium level. Okay. Sodium level, it had 281. So its outermost level has 1 electrons. So it loses these electrons, change to positive ion. Loses these electrons, change to positive ion to 8. To 8. Okay. Non-metallic property, opposite side. As fluorine, it has 7. So it has 1 electron. It has what? It has electron to be negative ion or to be the nearest following noble gas. So it gains 1 electron and changing to what? Changing to negative ion. So its electronic configuration become 8. So it becomes the nearest neon, okay, neon gas, okay. Graduation of metallic and non-metallic property in period and in group. In period, what happens in period? Metallic property in period decreases. Metallic property in period decreases, okay. Metallic property in period decreases. Why? Why decreases? We said that atomic size decreases. Atomic size decreases in period, while electronegativity increases in period. Okay? Metallic property in period decreases. Metallic property in period decreases. Each period begins with what? Begins with metal. Begins with what? Metal. Metal as Na11, Na11, Mg12, Aluminium 13. Okay? So, what is the element which has most metallic one? What's the element which is the most metallic element? Sodium or magnesium or aluminum? Sodium. Why? Because sodium atom, it's either to lose 1 electron, while magnesium difficult sometimes to lose 2 electrons, while aluminum is difficult more hardly to lose 3 electrons. Okay, so sodium is the most metallic atom, and the metallic property decreases in period. From left to right until inner gases passing by metalloid, then non-metal. So metallic property decreases in period until the metalloid appears. Metalloid what? Appears as silicon. Sodium 11, magnesium 12, aluminum 13. So metalloid 14 is a silicon. After metalloid, the non-metals will appear as phosphorus 15, sulfur 16, chlorine 17. So, which element is the highest metallic element, non-metallic element? 15 or 16 or 17, and why? What element? 17. Why? Because it's either to gain 1 electron only. So, the non-metallic property increase. Non-metallic property increase in period. Okay. So finally, metallic property decrease, while non-metallic property increase inside the period. Inside what? The period. While in groups, what happens in groups? In groups, metallic property increases as we go up from up to down. Metallic property increases as the increasing of its atomic size. But in group 7A, non-metallic property decreases from up to down. Okay? Understand the difference between them? Difference between metallic and non-metallic property in period. Okay? After that, What are the chemical properties of metals? Chemical properties of metals. Chemical properties of metals as the metals react with number one, dilute acids as HCl. Okay. Number two, water. Number three, oxygen gas. Okay. Number one, the chemical properties of metals. Number one, the reaction of metals with dilute acids such as HCl. What happens? The reaction between metals, reaction of metals with dilute acids. Reaction of metals with dilute acids as we get some metals, examples of metals, okay, SN, Fe, Mg, Cu, Zn, calcium, okay, calcium, zinc, copper, some metals, okay, and these are shapes of these metals, shapes of this head of these metals, okay, by adding hydrochloric acid, by adding dilute hydrochloric acid to each one, what happens? What happens by adding dilute hydrochloric acid to each one? Notes the reaction. SN, no reaction. Fe, Mg, notes the reaction of Mg with dilute hydrochloric acid, bubbles are formed. Cu, no reaction. Zn, zinc, bubbles but less than magnesium. Calcium, bubbles becomes more greased than the magnesium. Number of bubbles in calcium greater than in magnesium, greater than in zinc. Is the reaction, this reaction between metals and dilute acids. Metal and what? And dilute. Show in calcium. Because calcium more active than zinc, more active than magnesium, more active than copper, and so on. So calcium is the greatest element in these examples in reaction with dilute acids. Forming what? Forming what? Forming hydrogen gas. Forming what? Hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas that evolves with a pop sound and blue flame with a glowing splint. Which what? Which a glowing splint. Okay? Copper, no reaction with copper. Still as it. Copper still as it as reaction, its reaction with dilute acids. Doesn't react. Okay? Because they are less active metals. Because they are what? They are less active metals. Showing calcium, in case of calcium, bubbles still evolves up. Bubbles evolve up. No reaction with element. Okay? These reactions prove that the reaction of metallic element with dilute acids. As copper, there is no reaction between copper and dilute acids. As copper, it's less active metal in chemical activity series. What's meant by chemical activity series? Anybody know what's meant by chemical activity series? Yeah.
It is
According to activity series. Down. Chemical activity series is the arrangement of a metallic element in a descending order according to their chemical activity. And the element which is found at the top of chemical activity series is the largest one, is the more active. So it replaces each one under it. But the under this element can't replace the upper one. Lower elements can't replace upper one, while upper elements replace what? Replace the lower one. Okay? So the chemical activity series is the arrangement of metallic element in a descending order according to their activity, according to their